That's fantastic. Last question for you. This one comes from Elizabeth Orth, who's on this side of the room, but I'm going to escape this odd echo
there you are.
that's happening. So Elizabeth and I were chatting at the break, and we were talking about how music and music education has largely disappeared from our public school system. So you gave us some tips on how we can incorporate music at work to enhance our leadership. Talk to us just a little bit, if you could, for just a minute about outside of work. How do we use music to make us more effective as friends and parents and people outside of work, if you could? Last question. What do you think?
All right, sure, Cliff. And I'm going to focus, I think, with a greater focus on education, I think, right? So it turns out, everybody, that kids who study music for a year, approximately a year or more, have an average of a 20% increase on their test scores in all the subjects: history, mathematics, English, science. And it has to do with the fact that when you learn music, you have to kind of quiet the mind. You have to learn when to play and when not to play. And that teaches a skill that helps people become more integrated. And they become integrated not with just themselves, but they become integrated with the art of making music. And I kind of touched upon that earlier, when I was talking about Carlos Santana, right? Somebody who's a living legend like that has the mindfulness and compassion to shut off his own ego and be present to support. He's exercising what I'm talking about. And that is something all of us have the power to do. So I would say education. And again, those are solid statistics from an organization called NAMM, N-A-M-M, the National Association of Music Merchants. And they do these tests on test scores. So it's approximately a 20% increase in all test scores for kids who study any form of music: singing, playing the piano, playing the trumpet, whatever instrument they play. It has that effect.
Freddie, just fantastic. Thank you very much. You have blown us all away. Windstream Enterprise, let's give a big hand to our keynote speaker, Mr. Freddie Ravel. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Windstream.